What's up, Al's pals and viewers? Hey, we have an Absolutely Al show page on Facebook now, and we want you to go there right now, like it, and follow us so you can get all the updates of what's going on with the Chocolate Diva Factory and the Absolutely Al show. Go to the Absolutely Al show page on Facebook, and you will be one of the Al's pals, and you will know first before anyone else what's going on with the Chocolate Diva Factory and on the Absolutely Al show. Do it now. Thanks. Are you a business owner, a pastor of a ministry? Are you a political candidate? If so, you need to consider advertising with us here at the Absolutely Al Show. We provide in-house production of videos and digital ads that will help you boost sales at your business, to get you new voters, or to get new members at your church. Whatever your business is, please consider advertising with us here at the Absolutely Al Show. Just contact us at absolutelyal.promotions@gmail.com. Again, that's absolutelyal.promotions@gmail.com. Advertise with us. Our prices are affordable, and it will expand your business venture.
Time to party! Absolutely Al!
That Al is one foxy gal.
Absolutely Al! That's me! Absolutely Al! Absolutely Al!
She's a boss, and that ain't no floss, cause she's dripping with that spicy Al sauce. Wife, mother of a baby boy, and after 14 years, she's still a greatest
That's
boy.
right,
Brilliant,
baby.
resilient, passionate, and savvy. Ooh, that Al is such a baddie. Singer-songwriter, political fighter, trendsetter, ain't nobody better.
She's smooth, she's cool, breaks all the rules.
Show do, y'all.
Joyous, gorgeous, always victorious. Can't lie, she's fly, so sister ride or die. Who y'all talking about? Absolutely Al.
And now, for the star of our show, wife, mom, best-selling author, singer-songwriter, stage play producer, cooking diva, and the queen of quarantine, Allison Randall Berrewa.
Good evening, everybody, and fantastic Friday to all of you. I am so excited about this show because this is a show where we are allowing the candidates in Macon-bibb County to come forth and tell you about their platforms, what they're running for, why they're the best person to take the job. We're giving them a platform here on the Absolutely Al Show, and it is very important. Remember, your vote is your voice. It is powerful. That is why we put this show together, because you need to hear from these candidates so you can know how to make a wise selection. Who do we have here tonight? Oh my goodness. Miss Meredith Champion Johnson. She is running for District 1 Board of Education in Macon. Then we have Miss Angela Anderson from Houston County, Georgia. She is running for Clerk of Superior Court. We also have Miss Adrienne Love from Dublin, Georgia. She's running for District Attorney. We also have Miss Erica Bettis Williams. She's running for District Attorney in Houston County, Warner Robins, Georgia. And we have Mr. Clifford Whitby, a friend to this show, who is running to be mayor of Macon-bibb County. I want you to sit back and relax, get ready to take notes and listen to everything they say. They're going to be outlining their platforms, their vision, so they can better help Macon-bibb County progress. So after we pay some bills, we're going to bring you Miss Meredith Champion Johnson, school board candidate. See you in a minute. Now, our first candidate is someone near and dear to my heart because she taught me. I think I turned out pretty good, so I think it would behoove the people of Macon-bibb County to elect this woman to District 1 of Macon-bibb County's Board of Education. She is none other than my 6th grade teacher, Miss Meredith Champion Johnson.
Good morning, Caitlin. Yes, voters will decide who will take that District 1 seat on August 11th, which is about a month before school starts. So I spoke to both of the candidates on their views about what everyone is talking about, how the district plans to handle back to school return in the midst of a pandemic. Bibb County voters will decide between retired educator Meredith Johnson and former defense attorney Tara Edwards. The vote comes a month before school starts back September 8th during the COVID-19 pandemic.
We have to look at what the parents are saying, and we have to look at what the CDC is saying. If CDC is saying that it's not safe for them to go back at this time, then I don't think we ought to just shoot from the hip and put those kids back in harm's way.
They agree that masks should be required if the district returns in person and making teacher safety a top priority.
Hello, I'm Meredith Champion Johnson, and I'm running for school board District 1. I am running for this position because we need some strong leadership on the school board. Right now, Ella Carter, our present board member for District 1, is retiring. And I'm ready to step in her giant footsteps. She's a good friend of mine, and I know that she is going to appreciate what I have to offer for this school district. First of all, let me tell you that I have 31 years in this school district. 17 of those years as an elementary school principal, and 14 of those years as a classroom teacher, where I taught Allison and the whole Randall family. I've been a leader. Even after I retired, I held several president positions, like president of my sorority, president of Georgia Retired Educators, president of Bibb Retired Educators, and the president of Georgia Educators Museum. I've served on several boards. Additionally, my own children graduated from Northeast High School, which is in District 1. I've lived in District 1 for 47 years. As an educator, parent, grandparent, school volunteer, and community leader, I know the needs of this school district. I've never stopped serving my community. I'm in and out of the schools regularly, speaking with principals, teachers, parents, and students, trying to find out their needs. I've guided our organizations in partnering with several schools in the district where we provide funds for the students. In an effort to highlight our school system's positive image, I've invited our school superintendent and board members and our students to display their talents at our state conventions and our local meetings. I've written financial literacy grants for our community. I've taught our parents how to manage their money, how to write their budgets, how to take care of their household finance, and how to purchase homes. I care deeply about our children, our parents, and educators in our community. This community knows me, and they know my worth. So if you want a champion in the seat, then vote for me, Myrtis Champion Johnson.
Concur to all of that because she told no lies. I want to talk about the classroom briefly because that's why I first met you, and I watched your career from being a sixth grade student, and even when you left the classroom to go into administration.
I'm delighted that I was one of your teachers. We got along quite well, but I see now that you're all grown up and mature and got your own station.
Ms. Johnson, you had a connectivity to little girls that look like me. We were drawn to you. We wanted to be like you, wanted to dress like you, we wanted to talk like you. You were so smart. You were like a hero. You were, of course, our teacher, but we saw you as a mentor too. How important is that to children nowadays in 2020?
Thank you, Allison. I didn't know all of that. Glad you told me about it. But it's still important today. Even when I was a principal in the school, I tried to encourage my staff because the school where I was 100% students that looked like me. So I tried to encourage my staff, and they did it, to, number one, come to school looking like a professional. Because, see, many times our children will not see that kind of look or behavior again. So it was important to us to, number one, look like the part that we played. They put their makeup on and wore their pretty dresses, and they had to wear their high heel shoes and their hose because we wanted to look the part, because we knew those children were watching us. We knew we had to make a difference in the lives of our children because they saw us, as you said, as their hero. So if you're going to be the hero, you have to look and act and play the part. Many times we went into the homes of our students, sat down and talked with the parents. If the students got in trouble, the parents knew that they were going to see us. I've even had parents that called me when I was in the office and said, Ms. Johnson, make this child get up out of the bed and come to school. I said, goodness, I did not know that was part of my role. So I said, put that child on the phone. They put her on the phone. I said, yes, Ms. Johnson, get out of that bed and come on to school. Those were the kinds of things that we had to do in the classroom. It's probably still needed because parents need to know, once they know that their teachers and their principal care about their children, they will do everything in their power to try to help us to make their children successful. So I still think we should play that role in the children's lives.
The question, the million-dollar question of the day regarding our children and the situation that we're dealing with the pandemic of COVID-19. In your opinion, your professional opinion, and in conjunction with what you have heard from our medical experts, epidemiologists, Dr. Fauci, do you think that children should return to school, the brick and mortar school, this fall? And if so, if you think so, or if you think not, give me your reasoning behind it. Should they go?
Allison, that's $1 million question. If schools were to open today, I would say no. But one thing that our school board has done is postpone the opening of the school until after Labor Day. So that gives us another whole month and a week to get our schools ready. And that gives us another whole month and a week to get this COVID calmed down. Now I feel that students ought to be in school. But at the same time, I don't think we should jeopardize the safety of our students, our professionals. Their lives are important too. But let's say we have about 5 more weeks before school opens. I understand that the schools are busy getting those buildings ready. I had an opportunity to listen in on the budget. They have set aside about a $500,000 to make sure they are following the guidelines. We're keeping those buildings sanitized, making sure everyone has face masks, making sure the students will be socially distant. It takes this whole community to make this work. We can't just leave it to the school board and to the staff alone. All of us have a role to play. We have to wear those masks. We have to practice social distances. We have to use the hand sanitizer. We have to stay out of each other's faces, avoid the large crowds. And if we choose not to do that, then I think we are choosing to keep the schools closed. So you ask the question, do I think the schools are ready? No, not at this time. Do I think the schools will be ready after Labor Day? I think we have a greater chance of opening the schools after Labor Day. I'm not going to say that, yes, we can open the schools, because I don't know. None of us know. But I really believe that if we would follow the guidelines of the CDC, we would be in a better position to open our schools.
Good answer, good answer. I agree with you also. I really do. As a mother, right now we have an option here in Henry County that children can do virtual or brick and mortar, go to the actual school. We were given that option, and we chose, I chose for my child to stay home virtually. I think the consensus was, pretty clear. And so we are starting off in Henry County doing virtual learning. So I understand what you're saying. She said, y'all don't try to get her words twisted. Y'all heard what she said. She said right now, as of today, if we had to go back today, with the cases rising, she says no. But she says, let's wait and let's see what happens in extended, the postponed date after Labor Day in Bibb County. Well, it was a pleasure having you here. I wish I could keep you longer so we could talk about those good old days at Joseph Clifford Elementary School. We have so many candidates to interview tonight. But I thank you so much, Ms. Johnson, for the example you showed to me, my siblings, and to so many of your students who have gone on to do great and successful things. I think that you were a part of that foundation, and you need to give yourself a hand and take a bow. Now, before I let you go, let the viewers, social media world, know how they can get in contact with you and how they can contribute to your campaign before this runoff, which is almost the 11th.
And you may contact me, and you may visit my website at mchampionjohnson.wixite.com/2020. You may go there and donate. Now, a lot of my friends don't like to donate that way. If you don't, you may write a check. Make the checks out to Committed to Elect Meredith C. Johnson and send it to 3520 Chesley Drive, Macon, Georgia, 31217. If you want to call me and ask a question, you may call me at 478-745-4760. Thank you.
There you have it, viewers, social media. Listen, this is our candidate. Support her. I think that she is the person for this position. She has a wealth of knowledge to offer you all and your children. God bless you. Thank you for coming. You have a home here. When you win, come back and give us updates of what's going on in Macon-bibb County's Board of Education with your children, okay?
I will do that. And thank you so much for having me today.
We love you. Bye-bye, Ms.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
What's up, y'all? I have a big announcement. The Absolutely Al Show and 3 Faces of Me have partnered together to sponsor the Book of the Month. Starting in August, we're going to have a Book of the Month. every month. And then at the end of the month, we'll get together and do a virtual book discussion. August 2020's book of the month is Vex, The Ultimate Betrayal by me, Honey. Okay, so Vex, The Ultimate Betrayal is about a brother and sister fighting over the same woman. I know you have never, ever heard of a little triangle as crazy as that. All you have to do is cash out me the $15, and I will send you an autographed copy of this book, so you can go ahead and read it and be ready for the book discussion at the end of the month. That's $RLCinc Berewa, ALLISONBEREWA. Or you can hit me up at PayPal at honeywrites, that's HONEYWRITES @gmail.com. Then email me your mailing address so I can get it out to you as soon as possible. Allison Randall Berewa @gmail.com. It's ALLISONRANDALBEREWA @gmail.com. Hey, go ahead and go to 3 Faces of Me page, like it and follow it. If you haven't already liked and followed the Absolutely Al Show's page on Facebook, go ahead and do that too, so you can have updates to all that we're doing and what's going on, even giveaways. So don't forget, Vex, The Ultimate Betrayal is August 2020's book of the month. We'll come back on the 3 Faces of Me page on Thursday, August the 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and have a great time discussing the book virtually. Go ahead and make it happen, and I'll see you August the 27th so we can discuss Vex, The Ultimate Betrayal by me, Honey. Now, this sister coming up next is running for Superior Court Clerk in Houston County, Georgia. She's qualified for the position, and nobody can tell you that better than she can. So, without further ado, social media, Miss Angela Anderson.
Hello everyone, my name is Angela Anderson and I am here to tell you a little bit about myself and why you should vote for me for Superior Court Clerk of Houston County. Hello everyone, I was born and raised here in Houston County. I attended Northside High School and later on in life I completed the paralegal program out at Central Georgia Tech's local tech school. I have 2 daughters. My oldest is 25 and my youngest is 17. Both my parents and my brother also live here. Now, as far as my work experience, I started as a crime victim advocate here in Houston County, and I was an advocate for about 8.5 years for victims of juvenile, state, and superior court. And I left there and I became a legal assistant with the district attorney's office here in Houston County. And I worked in the drug unit there. At that time, the chief assistant DA, Catherine Lumsden, I've been with her 13.5 years now. And so I've got a combined experience of 22 years in the Houston County court system. Now, I am running for Superior Court Clerk. The incumbent is a 40-year incumbent, so I've got some work to do, but I've been putting in that work and I'm ready to win. I am running because, number one, there needs to be a change as far as customer service in that office. When people enter that office, they are sometimes in a stressful situation. This is the gateway to Superior Court. This is where all the records are kept. And so there has to be a high level of accuracy in this office. So you have people coming in for a divorce. Well, if you don't have the proper customer service experience in the office, you've just added a whole nother level of stress to the citizens that are coming through that office. So customer service is key. Technology is the other thing that is part of my platform. And that office needs to be with the 21st century. It's still back in 1982, and we need to upgrade. We need a dedicated website for that office so that the citizens and the attorneys in this county and basically over the state, because we have attorneys who come from out of town, so they need to be able to access the website. There are so many things that they could access. We could have juror questionnaires. We could have all the documents and forms that we use within the clerk's office on the website. I mean, it's just a wide range of what we could use. Another part of technology that we could use is cashless payment system. As of right now, they don't offer cards. So if you were to come into the office and you wanted, let's say, a copy of your divorce, and you wanted the whole packet, and it's, I don't know, $15. Well, if you don't have cash, you either have to leave and go get some cash or get your copies at another time. So what I want to also do is be able to offer cards. We do now have an ATM in the courthouse, but who wants to pay a $4.50 fee just to pay for some $5 copies? So with the COVID-19, the clerk's office is currently shut down because they had an employee who's positive. There were some policies that were not put into place that should have been, which would have prevented the office from closing. And this also shows where there's a lack in that office. I know that I am the one that can make that change, and I'm ready to lead that office. If you want the change we need and the leadership we deserve, then please vote Angela Anderson for Superior Court Clerk of Houston County.
She has a plan. She has ideas. She has a vision for the Superior Court of Houston County. And she eloquently outlined what that vision and what her plans are. It's strange that we're living in 2020, the technology age, and that office hasn't been upgraded. That is wow.
It is
that
very.
is like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem passionate about it. It's needed. I'm sure the citizens who have to traffic through that court will appreciate those plans that you have for them. Why do you think that office is so behind?
Well, right now, I think it's more so of a being comfortable. If you've been in an office for 42 years and you haven't made any changes, you've become to a point where you're just comfortable. And at this point, you're not going to make any changes. And so, you know, it's time for somebody to run and make those changes in that office.
I totally agree. And I think that you are the woman, the sister, to do that. And we wish you well. We want to see you win on election night. And we think that the citizens of Houston County deserve an upgrade to the Superior Court's office. So here's the candidate. You heard what she said. No doubt it's needed, because if we are living in a technological era, that court system needs to be upgraded. Before I let you go, I need you to look at the camera, tell the people out there how they can get in contact with you, how they can keep up with you, and more importantly, how they can assist you, especially financially, with contributions to your campaign. Go ahead.
Okay, you can reach me on my website. It's www.angelaandersonforclerk.com. You'll find out more information about my platform, about me. upcoming events will also be updated on the website. There's a donate tab that you can click on and donate. And I will say that as a part of running a campaign, it is critical part of running is donation. We wouldn't be able to do it without you, and I would definitely love to have your donation and support. You can find me on Facebook at Angela Anderson for Clerk, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Anderson for Clerk, and that's the number 4.
Thank you, Allison, so much for dropping by the Absolutely Al show.
I want to thank you all for having me here today.
Our team really appreciates you taking time out of your busy schedule. We know about campaigns. We have some professional campaigners right here on our team. So they know the energy, the time, and the money that goes into it. We wish you well. We want to follow you. We want you to come back after your victory and let us know how those updates are going. And we're looking forward to seeing that Superior Court of Houston County turn around and improve to this time, okay?
Well, I really appreciate y'all having me. You know, I'm enjoying working with you ladies, and I will definitely keep in touch with you and let you know what's going on with the campaign. And in November, on the 3rd, I will let y'all know that I won.
Thanks so much for coming by. God bless you, okay?
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Educators, calling our educators. Where are you? We need teachers, principals, parapros, assistant principals, curriculum directors. Can we have a teacher talk? Everybody's saying what they think is best for our children this fall. Should they go back to school, brick and mortar, or should they do it online, virtually? Let's hear from the teachers. It's time to have a little teacher talk. If you are a teacher, please contact us here at absolutelyal.producer@gmail.com. We want to have a show to feature you. We need to hear from you. You are the ones who are going to have to deal with those children, whether it's virtually or in the actual school. So let us hear from you. We want to bring you on to have a little teacher talk. Okay, y'all, get ready for a very positive woman who is about to break ground, okay, in Dublin, Georgia, Lowndes County. She is Adrienne Love, and I think she is a super bad sister. I have had multiple conversations with her, and I'm so impressed. She is vying to replace a 12-year incumbent in the district attorney's office in Dublin. So some love, social media, and Al's pal for Miss Adrienne Love.
Hi, my name is Adrienne Love, and I'm a proud Soperton native and resident, Morris Brown College, Georgia Tech, and Georgetown Law graduate, and now our candidate for Dublin District Attorney.
To be here, and I'm so proud to be here as our candidate for Dublin District Attorney. I'm a proud Soperton native, for those who don't know, and I'm a proud Soperton resident. I was born and raised here in Soperton. I went to school close by in Mount Vernon. That's where my mother was teaching at the time. I'm a Morris Brown College, Georgia Tech, and Georgetown Law graduate. And like I said before, I'm so proud to be our candidate for District Attorney of the Dublin Judicial Circuit. I have been fighting to protect our families for the last 15 years. First as an assistant public defender, where I fought for the rights of those who were accused of crimes. And next as a staff attorney and associate juvenile court judge nearby in Swainsboro and Vidalia. And for the past 15 years, I have been protecting our families as an assistant district attorney and now chief senior assistant district attorney. I have been protecting our families crimes that are out there, from murder, from the crimes against our most vulnerable citizens, women, children, the elderly, and protecting our families from that element that involves criminal street gang activity. And I'm so proud now to be fighting hard to better protect our Middle Georgia families. As our next district attorney, what my three-part plan to do is, the first thing is to start what I'm sure you all already know in Macon-bibb County is known as the School Justice Partnership. I want to do that by partnering with our community resources, partnering with our schools, our churches, our resource centers, our counselors, the public defender, the courts, even law enforcement, to get our kids who are at risk and to get our kids who may have already been arrested and to try to get them resources to allow them to be reinserted into schools, to reduce our crime rates, increase our graduation rates, and increase our employment rates, because it is so much easier to grow strong children than to fix and to heal broken adults. I want to protect our Middle Georgia families even better by setting up and establishing a crimes against women and children to fight unit, to fight crime that is in the most close personal spaces to us, those crimes that people don't like to talk about. I want to help protect our families against that sort of criminal activity it takes a special kind of prosecution. And I will make sure that our prosecutors, our investigators are specially trained to handle those type of crimes so that we can better protect our children and our women, boys and girls. I also want to better protect our elderly and our disabled against crimes that happen with respect to elder abuse and the abuse of the disabled. Finally, unfortunately, in our area, we have a growing gang problem. And I want to better protect our families against that element by, one, starting the School Justice Partnership program in order to get those kids who might be on that track to joining criminal street gangs away from the criminal street gang, pulling them out of that atmosphere and putting them into one that will allow them to grow as whole, more productive adults. Second, since the current person in office seems to believe that it's not possible to even bring these crimes into court, I will be bringing those crimes into court, prosecuting when there are criminal street gang acts that have occurred, actually prosecuting criminal street gang acts. This is just the beginning of how we'll make and protect our families even better in Middle Georgia. The other way that I will do that is by being present and accountable in each of the counties. Right now we have 4 counties in our circuit: Trutlin County, Macon, Lawrence County, Johnson County, and Twiggs County. Lawrence County, though it's the largest county in the circuit, isn't the only county in the circuit. And I will have an office. I will work with each county to get an office in each of those counties and to have our office present and accountable in each of the counties in our circuit. I will work with our community. I will work with the local law enforcement and to ensure that all of our citizens feel safe and protected, because that's the only way that we are going to better protect our Middle Georgia families. And so I'm asking all of you in Twiggs County, Johnson County, Lawrence County, and Trutlin County, for your support, your prayers, and for your vote on November 3rd. I'm asking you to vote love for a change. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate your giving that opportunity.
I'm just honored to meet you, finally, having spoken to you in pre-interview, and then we go off, we don't talk about that all the time. We don't talk business all the time, we talk sister girl stuff. And so what I've learned from you, that you have a passion for children. And I hear it, in your platform as well. I like the fact that you realize that if we guide our children early with programs, significant resources, of course, quality education, that they don't grow up to be criminals.
Right. That's what I truly believe. And I don't mean to come across as someone who is just, running for office to be soft, because that's not who I've ever been. But I know for a fact that our children are our future. And in order to have a future and in order to better protect our families, we're going to have to protect our children first and foremost. So yes, I am passionate about our children. As an associate juvenile court justice, as an associate juvenile court judge, where I worked before becoming an assistant district attorney, every day I'm looking at what's in the best interest of the child and what are we going to do to balance that with our community, with protecting our community. So every day, and that's just not me. I believe that that's all of our responsibility, because as district attorney, I won't simply take on the role of, okay, this is how we're going to treat these crimes. I'm going to work with our community resources and our other community agencies and entities to say, what is it that which one of these offenses, which acts, and not one, which of these acts can we just take this child off of that track to being arrested and to being put in a courtroom? Because once a kid is arrested, that child is twice as likely to drop out of school. And once a kid is actually in court, that kid is 4 times as likely to drop out of school. So if there are kids, and I'm not talking about, kids who have done egregious things and who make us feel unsafe because there are other things going on and they are bound and determined, and there are these young adults who are just bound and determined to, harm our families. I'm talking about those kids who have other things going on at home. We don't know whether they're being harmed at home. We don't know whether they're being deprived. So I'm talking about working with our community and looking at what offenses can we say before we bring them over here. This kid, let's handle this outside of the court system, and let's be consistent across the board. Let's not cherry pick the kids we're going to allow to be a part of this program. Let's be consistent about putting kids in these programs and getting these kids these resources that they need so that they're not in front of me. Because once you're in big people's court, and once we start handling cases, in superior court, I'm going to treat anybody that comes into that courtroom fairly. And I think that's another element of protecting our families, making sure that, one, people are treated fairly, but making sure that our victims' voices are heard. And the way that we will do that is when we have cases that come into court, immediately reaching out to our victims, immediately reaching out to our witnesses, and immediately reaching out to any agency that has brought those cases into court and saying, okay, what is the evidence? What is the crime? Do we have the right person? And then once we get that case built up, bringing that case before the court, making sure that the accused has his or her day in court, and making sure that she or he is treated above board and fairly. But after that point, we are fighting to make sure that our victims feel like their voices have been heard, and to restore those victims that piece of dignity or what it is that they have lost in being harmed in the first place. So yes, I am passionate about children, and I am very passionate about protecting our families.
You have a proactive platform. And I love that, because a lot of times we wait till something has happened. But I'm hearing that you said get them while they're young, give them what they need, protect them from whatever is going to harm them or hinder them. And I think that is that's common sense to me. That's common sense, because most of those children that of which you speak, they look like us. And we definitely have to save those children who are not as fortunate as others. Why did Adrienne Love decide to run for district attorney of the Dublin Circuit?
Because I look around and our voices aren't being heard. There are too many crime victims in our community whose voices are left unheard because of mishandling of the cases that have come through the office, because of delays, do unjust delays in handling and prosecuting the cases that come into the office. And at this is the time, if I'm going to feel like there needs to be a change, this is the time to be the change that we want to see. I've been serving for 15 years in this role, and I have prosecuted and have handled hundreds of felony cases. And if I'm going to advocate for change, then I'm going to have to step up. And I'm going to have to say, this is how we're going to do a better job protecting our families. It's incumbent on me to step up in the place where I was raised, where I grew up, to say, you know what, Mama, you know what, Daddy, we're going to make this, we're going to do a better job. As district attorney, we're going to do a much better job protecting our families. And we're not going to have young children who have been harmed by people who are close to their family and who've recanted because of family pressure and who've seen their cases dropped, only to have the offenders come back and reoffend and bring the case, and somebody else brings another case up in court. We're not going to leave those kids behind. We're going to actually prosecute those cases where children are victims and where children have been harmed, and we are going to actually protect our families much, much better than they're being protected right now.
Well, the governor off with the Adrian Love in the DA's office. Your passion, your drive, your vision, they all line up with what needs to happen and what needs to be in place for the elderly, children, all of our vulnerable people who we can't afford to be left unprotected. And I think that you'll do an amazing job. So I think you're coming by the Absolutely Am show to just let us know what your plan is and to solicit support from your constituents in all of those counties. Before I let you go, I need you to let social media know how they can find you on your website, wherever you have anything involving your candidacy, wherever they can find it. And most importantly, let them know how they can contribute financially to your campaign so that we can see you on November 3rd with the victory sign, okay? Go ahead and tell them.
You can find me, my information. You can contribute on my website at www.adrianloveforda.com. That's www.adrianloveforda.com. I'm also on Facebook at Adrian Love for DA or at Love for DA, and on Instagram at Love for DA. So please do find me. Please reach out. Please look at our platform. Look at what we're offering and what we're bringing and what we're wanting to accomplish as our next district attorney. And again, I'm asking for your support, your prayers, and your vote on November 3rd.
Thank you so much for dropping by. I think that we've started a little friendship, and I'm sure that it'll last. We have a lot in common, and I'm impressed with you. I'm just going to tell you the truth. You're an impressive sister, and I think that your future is very bright. We here at the Absolutely Al Show wish you the very best. We're praying for a victory, because a victory for you is a victory for the Dublin Circuit. Thank you so much for dropping by, okay? God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, it's time for us to introduce to our audience, all you out there in social media, Al's Pals, and beyond, our winner of our first masquerade contest, the contest that we put together in order to promote mass safety and awareness during the COVID-19 pandemic. And our winner is a lovely, lovely young lady from Ellenwood, Georgia, who watches our show religiously, and we appreciate that. But that's not why she won. She won because she made a super bad fly mess. It is Miss Jenna Morgan from Ellenwood, Georgia. Hey.
Hey.
So,
Thank you.
So glad to have you here. I appreciate that. We see you every week.
No problem. I enjoy it.
Even before the masquerade, right? Look at John.
I enjoy it. The show is always great. Love that it's something new every week, something different. Love it.
Variety. So we don't talk show, we're variety. We might not talk no, like the people sing or dance or whatever. But thank you so much. Girl, that mask was beautiful. When I first saw it, I was like, ooh, that's a nice mask. Tell us how you came up with that design in your head and how did you put it all together? Let us know.
Okay, so I was told about the contest. I learned about the contest, and then I came into my lab, which is my sewing room and everything. And I was like, what can I do that's going to be really, really creative? And I sew as well because I have a fashion design background. So I love army fatigue or camo. So I was like, a camo mask. Then I played around with some other things. But then I remember I had some old jewelry beading. And I was like, ooh, you can put that on the mask after you actually make the mask. And then I found a camo flower that I had laying around here. It's stuff just laying around here because I'm a seamstress, fashion designer and stuff. And that's just pretty much simple how I came up with it. I like camo. I was like, ooh, got an old piece of jewelry, crush that up, put that on there, and make it bedazzled.
Did everybody see it again? Hold up, y'all look at it. Isn't that fabulous? Fabulous and safe. Wear your mask. And if everybody had a mask like that, I don't think we'll have no problem getting these fools out there to wear a mask. That is a fly mask.
Thank you.
Yeah. And because it's so fly, it earned you the prize of $100.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Yeah, some people know that we ain't running no frauds around here at the Absolute Air Show. If we have a contest and we offer you a prize, if you win it, you will get it. Okay. So, now's the time for you to get your much-deserved contest prize. Okay. Our first masquerade one. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh, here it is. I got it. Thank you. I'm so excited.
You deserve it, and let everybody know to watch the Absolutely Al Show where anything can happen. Hey, we have all kinds of contests and giveaways. Tell them to come to the Absolutely Al Show every Friday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook at the Absolutely Al Show page, and they too can be okay.
I will tell them. I'll make sure watch that Absolutely Al Show on Friday.
Thank you, Jenna. God bless. Goodbye.
Bye.
We're back, and I want to introduce this lady because I'm so impressed with her. I have read so much on her. She has been carefully vetted by this production team. Otherwise, she wouldn't be on our show. We like her. We want to see her win and make Houston County a better place. She is none other than the candidate for district attorney in Houston County, Georgia. The lovely, she's very pretty too, y'all, Miss Erica Bettis Williams.
Williams. I am originally from Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised there. I earned a Bachelor of Arts degree from Miami University, which is located in Ohio. I studied political science and Black World Studies, 2 degrees from Miami. I also have a Master's of Arts degree from Wright State University in applied behavioral science with a focus on criminal justice. and I have a law degree from the University of Dayton, and I received a law degree in 2001. I moved to Houston County shortly after law school. I took the bar in Ohio first and passed it, and then moved almost immediately down to Georgia. My plan was I was moving for love. My husband is from Warner Robins, so I got here in the summer of 2001 and pretty much worked until I could find a legal job. So at one point, even though I had an advanced degree, I was working at the Ross Dress for Less while I was trying to find legal jobs and studying for the bar. So I passed the bar and I was able to get a job at the Houston County District Attorney's Office. And I started there in July of 2002 in their juvenile division. And it was a division of one. It was me. I handled the juvenile caseload. And we worked in a satellite office. And I did that law for about 6 years. And then I moved on to Superior Court, where I started handling some felony cases. As part of my job, I would go back to juvenile court several times to handle that caseload until 2011, when I was appointed the Chief Assistant District Attorney by Mr. Hartwig. And I still am the Chief Assistant District Attorney, but I am supervising the juvenile division.
Okay, so when did you decide and what motivated you to run for district attorney?
Well, it was a long time coming, but the final motivation for me was when I returned to the juvenile court. The last move was not by choice. It was the decision of Mr. Hartwig, and you know, if I want to keep my job, I took that position. But to me, it was the final straw of us butting heads about the management of the office and the way that I think that it should be run, and versus the way he thinks it should be run. And so I really started to put the plan in motion January of 2020.
Now, I heard you say something, and you know I got to dig a little bit, got to pick a little bit. Okay, so you didn't like the management of the present DA, and instead of sitting back complaining and whining and talking, you started being about it. You jumped on board to make the change that you wanted to see. That is very admirable. Very admirable.
Thank you. I feel, I guess because I've been with the office for so long, I feel very personally invested in making sure that it is the best that it can be and that we are doing the best that we can do. And this was the only way. It was either leave or stay and fight for what I believe in. So I've always been a fighter.
I like that. I like to see women, especially women who look like us, take on a challenge. And you did it, and you are doing it. And we're praying and hoping that November 3rd, that all your hard work and your labor will not be in vain. Tell me what the Houston County District Attorney's Office would look like with you at the top of it.
Well, a lot of things would change. Some things would stay the same. But some of the things that would change would be the way that we handle the caseload that we have. We have a lot of cases that are pending disposition, and disposition just means sentence. It's pending some sort of finality. Some of that in the attorney's office, we are the ones that make formal charging decisions. So we decide which cases go before the judge and which ones don't. Some of that is due to just the way our court system operates, and the fact that people are entitled, whenever they're charged with a crime, they're entitled to a trial by jury. And so some of that can cause a slow, almost a bottleneck in our criminal justice system. So what I would like to do is to really take a look at some of the cases that we have and see that what we can do to reduce that backlog, still having offenders be accountable, but giving them some opportunities at community rehabilitation as opposed to being just sentenced to prison. So we definitely would increase the use of pretrial diversions. We would make them more case specific. For instance, we have a lot of people that have issues with their driver's license. So if we have felony cases that involve driver's license, we would have a pretrial diversion program with requirements that would do with that specific issue. Same with something that would require like an anger management class or those types of things. We would still the people that are committing the most heinous and dangerous offenses should still expect to be prosecuted and should still expect to get incarceration time. But I would like to see us be able to use some more alternatives to prosecution to help us kind of reduce the case log that we have. And transparency. I've had a lot of people come talk to me that they don't really understand what the DA's office does, what it is we're doing, why we handle cases the way that we do. Sometimes we handle cases the way that we do because that's what the law says that we have to do. But I find that when I explain that to people, sometimes people take it a little better. When you say, well, we have to do it this way because this is what the law says. Or like this person, somebody may be arrested and you may want them held without bond, but it may be a case where the law says that they're entitled to bond. So, if you explain and talk to people, sometimes it makes them feel a little better. There's been times where I've sat and talked to people and said, if you don't like it, this is especially true in the juvenile sense, if you don't like the sentencing possibilities that we have, please don't get mad at me. I don't make the laws. You have to talk to your legislators. So if people understand how it works, how laws are made, how they're changed, sometimes they're a little less upset at us when we get the results that we get. So I would definitely like to increase the community's understanding about what it is that we do. I would like to have us have a website that has more information. We don't have a website at all anymore. So if people wanted to look up and see, who works at the office or, any of that kind of thing, they can't do that easily right now. They can get to it through the county has a very one-page website, but the DA's office used to have a very well set up website. We don't have that anymore, and I feel like we need to bring that back.
Of course you do. Information is always important, and it does solve problems. It's the key to a lot of our problems: lack of communication, lack of a format. If you don't see it, sometimes people just visual. They need to see it. So yeah, I especially 2020, who doesn't have a website? I mean, really. And that seems like something easy to do, but hey, that's why you're running. So you could come along and do that little easy thing, and so many other things that are needed in that office. We a lot of times have problems, women of color in certain leadership or management positions. Do you think that Houston County is ready to have a Black female district attorney?
Certainly. We call ourselves Georgia's most progressive county. It's right there on the seal. So it's time. It's been time. I mean, we have a very diverse population here in Houston County, and it should be reflected in our elected officials. Some of that is just because none of us have ever run. Well, now we've got a field where qualified people are running for these positions. We're giving people a choice, and we hope that they accept it.
Well, you're definitely qualified. I think that you can do the job. I hear the passion in your voice for the job in which you seek, and that passion goes a long way, and you're equipped. I mean, I think that Houston County would be a better place, and it would be better served if you were in office. Before I let you go, I need you to tell social media how they can find you on your various platforms, your website, and most importantly, I know what it takes to run a campaign. There are so many expenses involved, signs, marketing, radio, paying some of your people who are in key positions. So let them know how they can also contribute to your campaign. There you go, right there.
What I would first ask people to do is to go to my website, which is www.erika4da. Now, Erika is spelled ERIKKA forda.com. And there you will find all the information about my platform and some of the changes that I would like to make to the office and some of my qualifications. There are links on there as well to make donations. I have an ActBlue account. You just click on the link if you've made a donation through ActBlue before. Easy peasy, you can just click on that and make a donation. We also have a PayPal account, which is available on the website. We are also on social media at Erica4DA, at twitter.com, on Instagram at Erica4DA, and on Facebook at Erica4DA. Finally, if you don't do electronic payments, no worries. We prefer checks because there's no fees involved. So if you're able to send a check, you can send it care of the committee to elect Erica Williams, and that's P.O. Box 872, Bon Air, Georgia 31005. If you are interested in volunteering with us, we also have volunteer spots available, and you can send us an email at teamerica@gmail.com. That's teamerika@gmail.com. Just remember, it's 2 K's, not 2 R's. People like to add the second R, but it's Erica with 2 K's.
Ms. Williams, it was a pleasure to meet you. We wish you Godspeed in your endeavor, and we hope that November 3rd, that Houston County will have a new DA.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Royalty Love Creations Incorporated, where we serve as your one-stop shop. We specialize in graphic design of any kind. We assist in event planning, serving as coordinator or host. We provide business essentials and original stationeries for companies and entrepreneurs. We build appealing and professional websites. We specialize in marketing on social media. RLCinc Cinema covers video editing and provide appealing visuals and realistic sound effects. We format, custom design, and mass produce DVD and CD packages of your footage or audio for distribution. Serves as a performing arts professional, specializing in playwriting and script editing, and fully equipped to provide all theatrical related services. We direct and produce stage plays, short films, music videos, and much more. We write and perform songs to fit any mood or occasion. Please follow us on social media. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share our website with your friends. Looking forward to serving you soon.
Now, our final candidate for this evening is a friend of the Absolutely Al Show. We're excited to have him here. We support him wholeheartedly, and we're just so excited to share with you his vision and his words on the Absolutely Al Show. Social media and Al's pals, please show much love to Mr. Clifford Whitby.
Appreciative to the Absolute Al Show for hosting me today. I look forward to having this conversation and discussion. A little bit about myself. I am a homegrown father born and raised in Macon-bibb County. Grew up in my father's barbershop. I'm the fourth of 6 children. My mother and father had 3 boys and 3 girls. They balanced each other out. Neither one of them had bragging rights. I grew up in Macon in a time that was filled with challenge. The Macon-bibb that our parents grew up in, I can only tip my hat to what they had to endure to provide a better opportunity for their children. And they was always so filled with optimism. I never, ever felt that nothing was impossible that we couldn't achieve. And I cannot say to you how honored I am to be sitting in this position on the cusp of an August 11th election that would change this community for the next 2 decades.
Thank you for being here. It's kind of an honor and a pleasure to have our candidate on our show. And thank you for being a friend of this show.
Thank you guys so much for hosting me. And I look forward to the discussions, and I want you to know nothing's off limit. Whatever you want to ask, I love, I am a fan. I'm a part of you guys, but there is nothing off limits. Whatever you think is beneficial to our community to ask me, ask it.
Yeah, we're going to just hop right in. We are indeed a reputable platform. How dare anyone ever say that 9 African-American women who are producing a platform, how dare anyone call us not reputable?
Finally, the Absolutely Al show, hosted by Allison Rando-Barawa, says they also offered the 2 candidates a form. She says Whitby accepted, but Miller never gave a yes or no answer.
Miller campaign sent us a statement that read in part, the Miller campaign is pleased to announce that we will participate in 2 debates. Both will be in August, sponsored by reputable, neutral, long-established local media outlets.
And we certainly are glad that you don't see us that way. We are the Chocolate Diva Factory that produces this show, and we are honored to have you.
Yes.
So, and we've been reading up on you, we've been following you because you've been so kind to us. Tell everyone why you chose to run for the highest office in Macon-bibb.
Okay, so here we go. Full disclosure. So let me just say, I never would have dreamed that I would be running for mayor of Macon-bibb County just a few years ago. Never would have dreamed it. It was not in my trajectory. It was something that I was interested in, but God have a way of steering us, and we have very little choice in the matter if we're going to be His will and recognize the role we have to play. I decided to run for mayor because I recognize my skill sets and abilities are the things that Macon need more than anything. What is that? That is a complete understanding of the community that is in deep trouble in Macon-bibb right now. We've had 37 murders. These murders are not taking place on Bass Road, Rivoli, Westland, Tucker Road, Hartley Bridge Road. These murders are taking place on Mount Pelion, on Cowan Street, on Montford Road, on Pursley. We have a responsibility to address the underlying cause of these social ills. Simply put, the disease of racism of American society. And Macon-bibb County is deeply infected with that social ill. The answer is, a city divided against itself cannot stand. So it's gonna take somebody to have that understanding with enough love for the community to come in and provide the bridge that gives all sides equity, balance, and fair play. I'm an optimist. We can be better. We can do better. And we have the historical account. The stone that the builders reject can be your answer. It's up to us, Macon-bibb, to move in a positive direction.
Violence, as you mentioned when you referenced the 37 murders that have already been committed in Macon-bibb today. What do you see as a remedy from the mayor's office when you're elected? What is your plan to remedy that? The violence, the gangs.
So let me just say to you real clearly, and that's why my platform is equity, balance, and fair play and opportunity, because the mayor of the consolidated government is the top elected official. The number one authority and authorization and ability the mayor has is the ability to assemble the right people at the table, the stakeholders at the table, the community at the table, everybody that have an interest, address the underline and the undercurrent that drive the type of violent crimes. We know that the average offender of these violent crimes are somewhere around 14 years of age, believe it or not. It's not rocket science. We got to get in early and engage young people. We understand the common denominator in these 36, 37 murders. The common denominator is hopelessness. These young people are hopeless. These young people honestly talk about dying at 22, 23, 24, 25. That's a hopeless kind of reality. We got a candidate that can actually utter out his mouth and articulate the solutions to mass incarceration and a strengthening of the deputies, as though hiring deputies is by any means a remedy to solving crime. We've seen all of this before. We've seen this before, and it haven't worked. See, I know you ladies realize they build prisons by third grade reading scores. They get the third grade reading scores and they determine how many prisons they're gonna need in 10 years. That's how scientific that is. So the key is to, first of all, you got to care. First of all, you can't be afraid of a people that you wanna lead. So to answer your question simply, let's address the core issues. The core issues is supporting young people at an early age, supporting families so that these young people don't grow up without options. And that's what we have today.
And you mentioned your opponent, who, by the way, was invited to come on with you. I outlined the rules of engagement, told him about our format, how we, and I spoke to him on his private cell phone. I called him, and he promised to get back with me, and he did not. So don't come for me. Mr. Lester Miller was invited to this show, and he never got back with me. He said something recently when questions were posed to him about racism in Macon-bibb, and one of his answers was kind of bothered me. He basically said that in order to combat racism, that there are conversations that needed to be had. And he said he had to bring people to the table, but it got a little fuzzy when he said something about bringing African-American women. I watched it. I tried to get a meaning out of it. I couldn't understand what he was trying to say, that to bring them to the table to articulate the problems.
It's hard to get a good female perspective, from especially an African-American female, when you're sitting at a table and you have issues that are concerning poverty and child support and lack of education, when you have nobody at the seat at that table that can give that perspective.
I know a lot of articulate sisters with lots of knowledge, a wealth of it, in fact. And they can tell him exactly what the problems are in the inner city, in the hoods, in Macon. What do you think about that comment he made about us?
So, I'm at home, but I'm not going to wear home out. I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to be very clear and direct with you. This guy don't have a clue. He's oblivious. He's giving political answers. He's saying what he thinks people want to hear. And he end up putting his foot in his mouth over and over again because he have no core to what he's about. I'm not speaking to you from notes. I don't need notes that talk about what you're asking me. This is in me. He's sitting up there rambling, trying to get good little sound bites. And he don't realize how insulting his comments were. You heard him just right. Here's a person accustomed to going in trying to manipulate courts and court rulings. I don't want to give Lester Miller the dignity of trying to say what he meant, because I know what he meant. But why haven't he felt the need to clearly say to African American women what he meant? I don't have to tell you it's insulting, but it angers me. You would think it's okay to let your mouth utter something so insulting. So trust me, I understand your disdain, I understand your frustration, but what he is banking on, what they, as you listen to their robocalls and their polling that they send out, they don't think they need our community. They think they continue to run the Donald Trump strategy. Just say whatever and it don't matter, because guess what? They ain't gonna come out and vote. Let's show them, y'all. Let's show them August 11th what we think of what he said. We can do that clearly. We can just show him. August the 12th, you'll have a mayor that not only respect you, that's gonna have you front and center of a Whitby administration all around me, my entire campaign. Sometimes Sheldon and I, Horace and I, we get that, we start feeling outnumbered. But we surround ourselves with the best and the brightest, who's willing to do what's what. And traditionally, that's been our African American women.
About life. It's affecting Macon in a horrible, horrible way. Do you have a plan? Well, no, I know you have a plan. Tell us your plan.
Clifford Whitby and a Whitby administration is going to completely eradicate blight in Macon-bibb. We will be the cleanest city in the South by 2025. 2030, a Whitby administration would virtually eliminate blight. I'll be unveiling those plans, a top priority for a Whitby administration. I have done this work. This is what I've done for the last 25, 30 years of my life. We're gonna take blight and we're gonna flip it around. Blight gonna mean opportunity. Opportunity for Unionville, opportunity for Bibb, opportunity for East Macon. To do what? We've been to rebrand. We've been to revitalize. This man talking about 150 police officers, his top priority, second priority, third priority. I'm talking about 150 entrepreneurs. I'm talking 150 new opportunities for young people. I'm talking 150 opportunity centers. I'm talking 150 unimaginable dreams for our young people. I've done this work. I've been the top economic development negotiator for this community. I've been there to a success level never seen before in the history. Not since Brown and Williamson in the 70s have Macon ever achieved the kind of success a Clifford Whitby administration at the Macon-bibb Industrial Authority achieved. Urban Tissue, Kumo Tire, Tractor Supply, First Quality Diaper Plant, Amazon, Mr. Chip Pickle Plant, Tyson Food Expansion. I can go on and on and on. I have the experience. Blight is the question here. I won a company that I own, working with the city of Macon, won 2 federal awards for substandard housing and blight under C. Jack Ellis administration. I built over 1,000 homes. I remodeled and redeveloped communities. I revitalized this work. I understand it. The reason he don't want to come sit with us, he can't sit beside me and talk about something in theory when you're talking to somebody who's done it. We got work to do. Who else gonna do it but us? Who else should be doing it but us? Think about it. We've had 176 years of white male mayors. And you look at our community today. Come on, Macon-bibb. It's time.
Paint a picture for me. The Macon-bibb law enforcement under a Whitby administration.
I've said this so many times before, and I'll say it again because I think it's important. I consider Sheriff David Davis a friend. We don't have the issues of some urban cities, and that's a testament to our Sheriff David Davis, who I support. And I want to be clear on that. I support our sheriff, even though he may not be able, for political reasons, to support me as clearly as I support him. I understand the politics and I get it. But let me say this, or 300 officers, additional deputies, would not impact what our reality is today. Policing is a response to crime. We already tried this. You can't build more prisons and stop this. We got to provide opportunities. We got to engage early on with our young people. We cannot succumb to the notion that we have to become a police state to be safe. That's what Lester Miller wants us to believe. And guess what? Do you think East Macon want to be a police state? Do you think Bellevue want to be a police state? That's not what we want. We want to have a fair shot and give our children the same opportunity to dream and have an education that would equip them to go out and compete. We're gonna arm our young people with the tools to do just that.
We thank you for sharing your vision, for Macon-bibb with us. Yes. Now, you got down to business, you heard your vision, you know your platform, you know where the election is, and we know what we hope the results will be. Now let's have a little bit of fun. We want you to play a game with us to see how much you know about pop culture, hip-hop culture, music, movies. Let's just have some fun. We are going to call this
I'm
game.
getting in trouble now, so I'm getting in trouble now. I already know I'm getting in trouble, but okay.
But it's going to be good. It's going to be good trouble. It's called the Absolutely Al Ambush Game. Are you ready? Question number 1. What dance is that?
What is
it? A? Is it A, the electric slide? Is it B, the wobble? Or is it C, the Cupid shuffle?
I'm gonna say that's the electric slide.
Okay, it was the Cupid shuffle. That's okay, Mr. Whitby. We got another question for you.
Okay.
What's the name of this dance? Watch them good now, watch them.
Okay.
Is it A, the cha-cha slide, B, the wobble, or C, the electric slide?
That's the cha-cha slide.
Let me see if you're right. It's the wobble. Okay, question 3. Whose lyrics are these? She was talking, but not anymore, no. Mac to your face like contour. This chopper comes straight from Dior. Done with the talking, I'm open to buy. Was it A, Nicki Minaj, B, Cardi B, or C, Lizzo? Take a wild guess. Come on now.
Cardi B.
She was talking, but not anymore. Next to your face, I contour. You shop like a strip from Dior. Done with the talking, I'm up in the balance.
Number 4, whose lyrics are these? Heaven help me. If love ain't there, I'ma kill it because it's killing me. Oh, can I get an amen? Amen. Is it A, Lizzo, B, Nicki Minaj, or C, Mr. Elliott? Come on, Mr. Come on. Take a guess now.
Let me go with Missy. You
think it's Missy, okay?
Heaven help me. If love ain't dead, I'ma kill it because it's killing me. Cold world, I'll be living in fantasy. Got me, it's the only thing I'll ever need. Heaven help me.
You ready? Question
I'm ready.
It's a true or false question.
Okay.
Now, the big and small say this. True or false? I wake up strangled, tangled in my bed sheets. I call the nurse because it hurts to reminisce. How did it come to this? I wish they didn't miss. Somebody help me. Tell me where to go from here. Because even love will cry.
That's
big.
big.
Lord care. The biggest dad.
No. Biggie and Tupac were one of a kind. What you thought that could have been Biggie? Come on. Biggie and Tupac were
Now get some points. Come on now. True or false? The Tupac say this, stay far from the timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Did he say that true or false? Come on, Mr. Whitney.
True.
Come on back, got me to come back. You ready? Okay, I'm gonna show you a picture of a cast. Okay. Is this the cast of A, Power, B, The Family Business, or C, Empire?
That's Empire. I'm gonna redeem my spread.
Because you got 2 right so far. Okay, what's the name of this show? This is the cast of what show? Is it A, If Loving You Is Wrong, B, The Family Business, or C, The Oval?
That is the cast of Family Business.
Let's see. That's my boss. So the legendary Carl Weller. I'm Now, what's the name of this show? This is the cast of, look at them good. Is it A, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, B, Married to Medicine, or C, The Real Housewives of Potomac?
That is the Potomac.
Let's see.
I'm gonna redeem myself.
You gotta redeem yourself. Now, I got 2 pictures of 2 very popular rappers. Who is who? We got Da Baby and Lil Baby. Now, who is Lil Baby and who is Da Baby?
B.
Who is A?
Lil Baby.
Which one is Lil Baby? A or B?
A.
And so that means Da Baby.
Crook Ramsey.
I guess everybody knows this was not a setup easy one now, right?
I know. But you know what? Since you were such a sport, you can redeem yourself in what we call the Absolutely Al lightning round. You can do it, Mr. Whitby. Everybody cheer me. Y'all cheer. Go Whitby, go Whitby, go Whitby. I'm telling you, listen. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. The clock will start ticking after my first question. If you don't know the answer or you need a little bit more time, just say pass and we'll go to the next question, okay? Ready, Mr. Whitby? Come on, you can do it.
All right, no ready.
Okay, you ready? What team won this year's Super Bowl 54?
Kansas City.
Correct. Who wrote I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing?
Say again, I missed that.
Who wrote I Know Why the Caged Bird Sing?
Maya.
Correct. Name 3 members of the 1991 Chicago Bulls champion. Chicago Bulls.
Say it again.
The 1991 Chicago Bulls championship team. The first time they won. Name me 3 other players. Just 3.
Man.
Who was the first Black Miss USA?
Vanessa Williams.
Game over.
Was Vanessa the first one? Was she the first one?
No, it was Carol Geese. She was first.
Oh, okay.
It don't matter, Mr. Whitby. Nobody's gonna vote for you based on this.
Put me under this pressure. I tell you, man. I tell you.
We just want to have fun with you because we want to show you how much we appreciate you.
I just don't believe I didn't get the wobble. I needed the music on the wobble.
That's okay. That is okay with us. We're just glad that you just graced us with your presence, that you didn't think we were not reputable.
Thank you.
And that you told us your vision. You outlined your platform so eloquently, and then you played and had fun with us. And we are so grateful for you doing that for us. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Whitby.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We enjoyed you.
All right, I got to redeem my street creds. You got to give me another shot at this here now.
We will, because you're gonna come back after you win and get yourself settled. You're gonna come back and let us know what's going on in Macon-bibb County, and we'll have another game for you. Okay?
I promise you, I am not gonna let. I'm gonna tell you something. I've got to go back and brush up now. So, thank you, guys.
We're gonna let you plug yourself. Let people know how to get in touch with you on social media, your website, and most importantly, how they can contribute to your campaign.
Again, I'm Clifford Whitby. I'm candidate for Mayor Macon-bibb. Please visit us at our website and our Facebook page is cliffwhitby.com. You can contribute to the campaign. Remember, early voting go through August the 7th with the final day of voting on August the 11th. We can change our city for the better. We can do what needs to be done for Macon-bibb, and I promise you one thing, I will make you proud. I will respect our community and understand the expectation you have of your top elected official, and I will make you proud. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
We had fun. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you.
We're behind you, and we will always consider you a friend of the Absolutely Al Show.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
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 I enjoy this show because I love listening to people who are on a quest to do something very positive. And these candidates seem very serious to me about the offices for which they seek. A special thank you to all of our guests. We appreciate them coming by, taking the time out of their busy schedules, because the campaign is very busy, but here they came tonight to the Absolutely Al Show. thank you all for coming. Thank you all for tuning in. And we'll see you next week, 10 o'clock, on the Absolutely Al Show page on Facebook or on YouTube.
Jesus loves the little children, and so does the Chocolate Diva Factory here at the Absolutely Al Show. That's why next Friday night we will feature a group of exceptional kids, starting with singing sensation Joshua Ratchford from Warner Robins, Georgia, anti-bullying activist and comic book creator James Collier III from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and little author Zanaya Williams from Dallas, Texas, whose book, The Shortest Boss in the Room, is already tearing up the charts on Amazon's pre-order list. So gather the kiddies around the laptop or the TV and tune in to the Absolutely Al Show for Out of the Mouths of Babes. We'll be looking for you.
Come on back and see us. Spread the word. Bye-bye. God bless.
Time to party. Absolutely Al.
That Al is one foxy gal.
Absolutely Al. That's me. Absolutely Al. Absolutely Al.
She's a boss, and that ain't no floss, cause she's dripping with that spicy Al sauce. Wife, mother of a baby boy, and after 14 years, she's still the greatest
That's
boy.
right,
Brilliant,
baby.
resilient, passionate, and savvy. Ooh, that Al is such a baddie. Singer-songwriter, political fighter, trendsetter, ain't nobody better.
She's smooth, she's cool, breaks all the rules.
Show to y'all.
Joyous, gorgeous, always victorious. Can't lie, she's fly, so sister right.